Good morning to the participants of this parallel event on dignifying lives and empowering women in waste management at the 63rd meeting of the Committee on the Status of Women. Many thanks to Louise and the organizers of this parallel event for inviting us at the International Labour Organization to take part in this panel. Although I may not be there with you in person, I'm happy to have the opportunity to share some reflections on why waste pickers form cooperatives and how these cooperatives serve their women and men members. I will start with a few words on the ILO and its relation to cooperatives. The ILO is the specialized agency of the United Nations on the world of work. It has recognized the relevance of cooperatives to its mandate since its foundation in 1919. It's celebrating its centenary this year. And as early as 1920, the ILO had a specialized unit focusing on cooperatives and other social and solidarity economy organizations, which continues to this day. The unit provides legal and policy advisory services, conducts research, delivers training and capacity building through development cooperation programs in close partnership with governments, workers and employers organizations, and in cooperation with cooperative and social economy movements. The primary goal of the ILO is to promote opportunities for women and men to secure decent work. The ILO recognizes that decent work deficits are most pronounced in the informal economy. The transition from the informal to the formal economy is therefore essential for achieving inclusive development and realizing decent work for all. In countries and cities where formal waste management systems are underdeveloped, waste pickers have long played a key role in collecting, sorting, and recycling waste. The majority of waste pickers deal with municipal solid waste, but they are also starting to recover e-waste as an additional source of recyclable material. Employment in the waste management sector has been on the rise and is expected to increase. It's estimated that less than a fifth of those working in the sector have formal employment. Women's share of waste picking varies across countries. In countries like Brazil, Argentina, and Colombia, women constitute a large share of waste pickers. Women also represent the majority of waste pickers in some cases, like India. There is growing recognition that waste pickers contribute to the local economy, to public health, safety and sanitation, and to environmental sustainability at local, national, and international levels by promoting resource circulation and reducing the amount of landfill. Despite these social and environmental contributions, as recycling workers, waste pickers are often not legally recognized as workers. They suffer from poor working conditions and lack social protections. They often face social stigma, deplorable living and working conditions, exclusion from the waste management chains, and harassment. Furthermore, they face risks of injuries as they often work in hazardous and dangerous conditions, particularly those who work on landfills. They are also exposed to health risks resulting from exposure to dangerous materials. To overcome the challenges they face, waste pickers have increasingly relied on cooperatives as a key component of their economic and political organizing strategies. Even when waste pickers are not formally organized as cooperatives, they often uphold cooperative values of self-help, mutualism, and cooperation in other types of social and solidarity economy organizations. Cooperatives, different from unions, have a strong livelihoods dimension to them. Organizations like the Self-Employed Women's Association use a dual strategy of unionism and cooperativism. While the union fights for the rights of the workers, the cooperative addresses livelihoods concerns, including extended, much-needed services to members. Forming or joining cooperatives enables waste pickers to access social protection, including health insurance, childcare benefits, and old age security. We have undertaken joint research with WIGO, Women in Informal Economy Globalizing Organizing Network, and SEWA to identifying emerging trends and challenges to address. Experiences from India and Brazil include childcare cooperatives for waste pickers developed in collaboration with local governments. In the case of Brazil, the municipality provided support for the operations of the cooperative by offering free space and covering caregiver salaries. Turkey, India, and Colombia have witnessed waste pickers forming cooperatives to end their exclusion from waste chains and asking to be represented in the solid waste management systems. Such representation is key for them to defend their recycling activities and negotiate their integration into formal municipal solid waste management systems. The support of larger organizations and networks, including trade unions and cooperative federations and other support organizations, can significantly increase the effectiveness of cooperatives, may it be through financial and material support, technical services, or training. As such, waste pickers cooperatives are only one of the many strategies the workers use to overcome isolation, gain collective voice, and improve livelihoods. At the same time, we should recognize how the dual nature of cooperatives, both as membership-based enterprises and organizations, allows them to fulfill multiple functions. Negotiations with governments, especially at the municipal level, is a key function of cooperatives among waste pickers. These negotiations range from access to health services and pension schemes and improving occupational safety and health of members to securing sorting and storage spaces. The cooperatives use different strategies, from lobbying public forums and city councils to engaging in direct action. Too often, municipal response strategies do not explicitly address the specific concerns of women waste pickers. Violence and harassment are a common concern among waste pickers, particularly for women. Of course, cooperatives are not a panacea for addressing all decent work deficits among waste pickers. And even when they generate economies of scale, they often remain too small to afford their own venues and pay the bills. Moreover, the rising profitability of recycling often attracts private companies and contractors that may push waste pickers out, thus increasing their insecurity and precariousness. Even when waste management is open for bidding, waste picker cooperatives can only compete with larger and more established waste companies when supportive procurement policies are in place. By adopting inclusive waste management policies, governments can not only improve waste management systems, but also empower waste pickers who are often poor and in socially disadvantaged groups. When men are in leadership positions within the cooperative, the concerns and voices of women members can go unheard. Women-only cooperatives and cooperatives with more women members and women leaders can be more representative of women waste pickers' concerns. In the ILO, we are working with governments, workers and employers organizations, along with the cooperative movement to promote women's empowerment and gender equality. We are currently developing a guide to advance women's empowerment and gender equality in cooperatives. The International Cooperative Alliance has recently adopted a declaration on decent work and against harassment. The ILO's guide to advance women's empowerment and gender equality in cooperatives can help translate these commitments into action. At the ILO, we remain committed to the empowerment of women and gender equality in all forms of economic units, including cooperatives and other social and solidarity economy units. I wish you a dynamic and engaging discussion and look forward to hearing the outcome of your deliberations, including concrete areas of action. Thank you.